What's going on YouTube? Yankee Cowboy back for another video. This one's going to be a hot topic, guys. Sig Sauer P320. I mean, it's in the media right now. It's all over social media. You know, drop test, it's going off, it's firing, it's unsafe. You know, we're going to address that. You know, we're going to talk about that in depth a little because I've had the P320 pretty much a year after it came out. I purchased mine, and I've done some things to mine right off the get-go to make it safer, in my opinion. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on the P320 and, you know, what I've done to mine since I bought it. And, you know, I'm not going to turn mine in for this voluntary upgrade. I feel totally comfortable with mine. You know, I'm not worried about dropping it and it discharging. And I'll tell you why once we jump down and we get into it. But again, this, you know, it's a big topic right now, and I feel I want to get on this and just weigh in what my opinion and my experiences on it, because you got a lot of people that are going against it. You got a lot of people that are going, you know, it's still the greatest. You know, you got to be in the middle of the road. Yes, there were some problems. They addressed it. You know, some of the people that are total SIG fanboys, I mean, you can call me one, guys. I have a lot of SIGs, but if there's something wrong from the manufacturer or something that has gone wrong, you know, as long as they address it, in my opinion, I'm good with that, you know. As long as nobody gets hurt, it's addressed, it's fixed, no problem. But you got to be down the middle of the road. You can't be a total SIG fanboy. You can't, you know, be a total hater. You got to come somewhere down the middle, because let's face it, it's a striker-fired pistol. I'm sure, you know, there's other striker-fired pistols out there with some other issues besides this. This is kind of, you know, an oversight, but nevertheless, they're making good on it. But again, without rumbling too far, we're going to hop down and we're going to talk about this for a minute. Alright guys, here we are on the bench with the SIG P320. This is my SIG P320. This is the carry version, compact carry. And it's got the medium grip frame on it. It's done in the flat dark earth. I got a knockoff XC1 Surefire on here, which is, you know, it's not half bad for what it is. It's a knockoff. But first things first is let's make safe. So we're going to take the mag out of it. We're not going to drop it, guys. Don't worry. We're not going to drop this one at all. It's empty, as you can see. Empty. Alright. There's that infamous trigger, guys. One that everybody's worried about. But we're going to go ahead and fire this because there's nothing in it. Okay, so let's take a look at the trigger. I installed an Apex trigger. This is the Apex trigger right here. This thing is way lighter than the original trigger. And one of the reasons why this thing is getting a bad rap, guys, is if any of you guys did any research, which hopefully you have, and obviously if you stumbled across my video, you've done some research. It's gotten a bad rap because the original trigger was very heavy. And when it fell on the back side of the firearm, the inertia was, you know, knocking the trigger back and causing it to have a discharge. So right off the hop, I don't like curved triggers, so I went out and bought this Apex trigger, which is a hell of a lot lighter than the stock one, which is why, guys, I'm not going to send mine back to have it retooled or refixed, because number one is my firearm is always secured on me, and hopefully the only time it's got to come out is for the range, or if God forbid I have to defend my family or my life. So with that being said, I understand accidents happen. You can drop it, whatever. But you know what? I'm going to roll the dice on mine because I feel with this Apex trigger in here and the weight of it, I don't think I'm going to have an issue with it. And like I said, unless, you know, it only comes out for the range, or God forbid if I have to defend my family or my life. And, you know, hopefully that never has to happen. And at the range, it comes out of the holster, I shoot it. You know, if I were to drop the thing, you know, that's on me. I'll take my chances on that, and hopefully I wouldn't drop it on the tail end of it. But you know what, guys? I think I'm going to do another video. I reload, so I'm going to reload, you know, like a dummy bullet with paper just to get some, you know, and put a primer in there. I'm going to drop this and see if this Apex trigger can handle it, if it does have any accidental. I'm not going to go breaking my beaver tail and beating the hell out of the gun, but I just want to give it a shot for my own peace of mind. But and number two, guys, is I don't carry this as, that's not my only gun. I have plenty of guns in my arsenal, so I'm not really too worried about it. This does get carried a fair amount, especially with the fall coming. This is, you know, usually my fall gun. I'm carrying my Glock 43 now, and you know, this gun does see a lot of holster time. But again, I'm totally confident and comfortable with carrying this firearm because I have the Apex trigger in there, like I said, which is a much lighter trigger than the stock one. And you know what? Like I said, you know, you're responsible for your firearm. You know, God forbid it should get out of your hands or fall for some reason. You know, that's the odds of that are like hitting the lottery, in my opinion. You know, these are all my opinions. I'm not saying that this is gospel, but a lot of people out there are really killing this gun. You know, they're going nuts with it. They're just jumping on the bandwagon, and they want something to be angry about, to say, hey, my brand is better than yours. And to me, that's not fair. Glock, yes, is a great gun. I have nothing against Glock, but you know what? So is Sturm Ruger. You know, I have an SR40C, which is a great gun. You know, does that mean that that's better than Glock? No. Does it mean it's better than a SIG? No. They're all pretty much equally in their own right. And SIG has a reputation for building quality firearms, as you guys all know. I have plenty of them in my collection, and they are quality firearms. They really are. You get what you pay for with a SIG. And they're addressing the problem. So, I mean, I don't see any reason for social media and guys on the internet to just hammer the hell out of SIG Sauer over this trigger issue. They're going to take care of it. They're going to make it right if it makes you uncomfortable. But again, I'm comfortable with mine with the Apex trigger, because I feel that trigger being so much lighter, I don't think I'm going to have that inertia problem if it were to fall. So again, guys, you know, I'm just weighing in with my 2 cents on this, because I see a lot of people killing SIG right now. And I just want to chuck this out there and give you guys some information. And, you know, hopefully you guys will feel a little bit more comfortable carrying your SIG 320 and not having to send it back and wait for it for 6 weeks. Because if a lot of people send it back, you're not going to see that gun for, it's going to be more than 6 weeks, in my opinion. I've sent guns in for work, and, you know, sometimes you get them back quick. Sometimes there's, you know, there's problems, or they got production that they're more focused on, and you don't get it back. So a guy that only has one gun in his arsenal, he may not want to send this back and not be, you know, have a gun to defend himself or his family. So again, guys, you know, for a $40 Apex trigger, just do it yourself and go your own way. Just do your own upgrade. Put that trigger in there. It cleans it up a little bit. It's lighter. And you won't have that inertia problem when and if you were to drop your firearm. Which again, and I'm going to get back to that. It's like hitting a lottery, guys. Who drops their firearm? I mean, I know it can happen. Accidents happen. I'm not trying to sound like a jerk or anything, but really, when it comes to a firearm, you got to be really careful what you're doing. You know, this thing could take somebody's life if it gets out of your hands. So you want to be careful with that. So, you know, again, this is just my 2 cents, guys. Hopefully you guys took something out of it. And, you know, that's it. That's all I got for now, guys. We're going to hop out for some final thoughts. Alright, guys, so that was my 2 cents on the SIG P320. You know, hopefully you guys, I didn't bore you guys. Hopefully you guys stayed for the entire video. And hopefully you took something out of it. Alright, guys, any questions or comments, leave them down below. Be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button right here. And I'll see you guys on the next one.